You're always fighting a very, very small number, an ever shrinking number of haves versus an ever larger pool of have-nots. And really what they're fighting over is power. Because it's not that they're fighting over resources and money, but they're fighting over judgment, and they're fighting over all these very elusive psychological things. And so the most important thing that the quote unquote have-nots can do is just decide that the power that the haves have doesn't matter anymore. My whole view with Bitcoin was always that it's much better to be pragmatic and lay out a moderate case, which is that it's a hedge in a portfolio against the sort of traditionalist financial infrastructure. And so many people would get mad because they would anchor on this extremist view that it had to be everything. It had to be the solution and panacea to everything. The problem with that view is that that's just not how you maximize demand, right? When you think about products that really get to scale, there's a simplicity. And what that simplicity gives is people a very simple decision to make. Do I want to use this or do I not want to use it? And so if you want, for example, Bitcoin to get to mass market scale, the most powerful thing that you can do is describe it in simple, pragmatic terms. I just don't understand why people need to believe so much versus, view it more pragmatically and unemotionally, because I think they'll find more success in the more unemotional treatment of what it is. So like another example is like the entire DeFi movement. I got laughed at because somebody asked me, Laura Shin asked me what DeFi was. And I was like, I have no idea, but I own Bitcoin. And I was just telling the truth, which is like, I don't have the time to learn about all this stuff. And, at some point somebody will explain it to me and I'll know a little bit better, but it's not to say that it's not important, but it is to say that everything has a time and place. And if we are going to focus our energies on making Bitcoin mass market and scale, we have to dial down this zealous rhetoric and dial up pragmatist rhetoric. Pragmatist rhetoric is what will get your mother and your grandmother to have Bitcoin in their wallet. I've always found the presentation of the idea as a deeply fundamentally uncorrelated hedge to the existing financial infrastructure to be kind of boring, not that salacious, but very pragmatic and effective. Where is it going? It's probably going to 100, then 150, then 200,000. In what period? I don't know. 5 years, 10 years, but it's going there. And the reason is because every time you see all of this stuff happening, it just reminds you that, wow, our leaders are not as trustworthy and reliable as they used to be. And so just in case, we really do need to have some kind of, insurance we can keep under our pillow that gives us some access to an uncorrelated hedge.